I'm excited to announce a new company that I created, which, if you know me, you're probably not surprised, called Bloom and Create. This is a small business agency that currently is employing military spouses with the intentions of employing dreamers, veterans, anyone who can't work a regular job, and those who just want to work from home. Two of our biggest and most popular small business services are our Facebook ads, which operate only on commission and cut out that $1,500 a month that a lot of agencies charge. We also do SEO ghost blogging, which is extremely popular, photo editing, copywriting, education, bookkeeping, and so much more. We have over 7 different services that we offer, and I'm so excited to create yet another company just to help other people. Go to www.bloomandcreate, which is spelled BLOOMNCREATE.com to say hey and grab one or several of our services that will best help you.
Thank you for listening to the Mentor Project, where we discuss marketing, SEO, how to go full-time in your business, and so much more. Here's your host, Nicole Bruce.
Hey guys, I am super excited for this one. I get really excited now to be able to talk to you guys, as I know I only release a few times a month now in order to keep the content absolutely spectacular. So, one of the things I wanted to talk about today was something I recently posted on my Facebook group. So, if you are in my Facebook group, you probably saw a little bit of this conversation already, but I want to kind of expand and think about a few different things here. Recently on my Facebook group, I asked, does seeing posts where people screenshot their income inspire you or make you roll your eyes? This was a question that I've commonly thought about as, number one, I've seen a lot of people start to do this. And number two, I've never done this and honestly didn't grow up this way about showing income or talking about income. So, how many clients am I personally losing by not showing my screenshotted income? Hint, probably a lot. It was really interesting posting this, and I figured it'd be a fairly large topic to comment on and talk about in the group. And I was right. Everyone is fascinated with income. How much do you make? We measure success by numbers. There were a lot of people inspired by these posts, and there were a lot that were really annoyed. And I 100% respect both sides. Today, I just want to talk about some really awesome talking points that were brought up by various commenters. While posting this question gave some really, really good and strong talking points. The first one was, okay, so you make 6 figures, and this phrase is used a lot, and I'm definitely guilty of it as well. But anyways, you make 6 figures. First off, does 6 figures to you mean $100,000 or does it mean $999,000? Secondly, where do you live? If you live in the middle of New York City, as a commenter pointed out, and you make $100,000, that literally means nothing. I actually hope you make that much if you live in downtown New York City. Otherwise, you'd probably not be in a great financial situation. If you live in the middle of a cornfield or a town with 30,000 people like I do, if someone heard this number, they'd straight pass out. That's a lot of money, and you're considered a god very quickly if you make $100,000 where I live or in towns even smaller than mine. So just because you make 6 figures doesn't necessarily measure success. It could be $100,000 in a big city, and that could mean literally nothing. Now, 7 figures, I do understand as a phrase a little bit more. Let's say you make 7 figures and that's why you're selling your secrets. Okay, so you're successful. Nowhere do you have to make $1 million a year just to have food on your table and a simple low-tier roof over your head. But here comes the side fact that a commenter brought up the point. Why in the world would a 6-figure millionaire sell their actual secrets for $200? If you were a millionaire, would you sell a course for $200? One of the things I've learned over the years is that money changes as you move up, just like age. When you're 17, you look at 20 years old and you think, oh my gosh, that is so old. But when you get to that age of 20 years old, you're like, dang, I'm young. 17 is really young, and 25 is super old. It's the same with money. If you make $100,000 a year, $200 for a course is not going to be enough to be worth your time. Now imagine making $1 million a year. $200 will literally be the cost of a tissue to you, basically implying that you're not going to sell a course for all of your secrets for that small of an amount. That's just insane. On the contradictory side of things, if you make $1 million a year, it's pretty dang hard for someone else to mimic you from one course. There's a lot more than a course that's required to make that much income and that much success, and most of that is just motivation. You have to have enough ideas, enough companies, enough momentum to even build something that large. It takes time. So a $200 course isn't really going to necessarily make your students millionaires. So we have two really good talking points so far. Number one, 6 figures doesn't necessarily mean you're rich. Depending on location, you could totally be average or you could be a total god. And number two, if you are a millionaire, would you sell a course for a measly $200? Those points take us on to the third point. Does everyone want to make 6 figures? 100,000, 900,000? No, they don't. You see, the point where course creators and teachers go wrong is marketing to quote unquote make 6 figures. I have done this. I'm totally guilty of it. I was on the train of, doesn't everyone want to make money? But no, this is totally wrong. My frame of mind was not even correct in calculating my own audience. Most people who improve their business want to A, be self-sufficient, or B, quit their jobs. But what is that level of income? That doesn't necessarily mean that they have to make 6 figures. A lot of people literally only want to make $30,000 to replace their job and have income to pay the bills. And that is totally fine. There's a lot wrong with the education industry. A few years ago, it was blooming in a positive light. People were educating, people were making the most out of webinars and everything else. It was great. But since then, there have been so many articles recently that have talked about the quote unquote $1 billion education industry online, and people's eyes light up. Now there are fake coaches everywhere. One of the most important points supporting this unfortunate trending scam was brought up earlier by a commenter, Michael Thomas Ireland with Tunic Labs. P.S. He's the best SEO expert I've ever met. Total plug with no shame. Just tell him I said that. And that point was everyone can literally fake screenshots. He did this by so skillfully putting in a screenshot of PayPal for $6 million. He literally did this in seconds and told the rest of the comments that anyone can do this. Easy peasy. It doesn't even look fake. In a quick glance, you'd 100% believe this. Beyond that, have you ever seen someone post what they actually take home? Their net worth. I'm waiting. Because no, you haven't. They'll post a gross amount, but usually never post the net amount. So by posting an inspiring or annoying, whichever way you see it, it doesn't actually say how much they're earning. Who cares if you make $200,000 if you only get to bring $10,000 home? As I mentioned in the beginning, I respect both sides of the argument, so I just need to talk about the inspiration of these posts as well. I don't see myself posting numbers as I was raised that this was rude, but anyone who does this and inspires others by doing so, seriously, hats off to you. Inspiring others is the way to go. So there are many people who commented on my post and said that screenshots make them roll their eyes, or even that they feel like they were total shit because they couldn't pull off 1/10 of the income that the screenshot usually says. But there were some who were really, really inspired by these posts, and that it really gave them the motivation to look at their own business, figure out some different tactics, and really hit the ground running. I think this is super awesome and important, especially because not everyone believes creatives can even make a full-time job out of what they do. I think it's crucially important to prove these people wrong every single day. And if by seeing a screenshot that someone made a good income can help reinforce that idea and keep you going, then that screenshot was well worth posting. If I ever did post a screenshot like this, I would hope that this is what it would do: purely inspire. I wouldn't want it to make people feel crappy, but maybe open up their mind and start spamming me, asking me to chat, and helping them to get to a level where they could quit their full-time job, or maybe just give them a little more comfortable lifestyle rather than living from paycheck to paycheck. Through this discussion, I have embraced the fact that it is way more important to market to people as individuals, not to show them that everyone can make six figures. It's better to market to help them quit that 9 to 5 job that they hate, or give them extra Christmas money for their kids, not just give them a made up 6 figure range. It's just too broad and it really doesn't help inspire. Not like telling them that they can get on track to quit a 9 to 5 they hate. Overall, this post was quite wonderful, and I'm very happy with all of the different comments and aspects listed. If you would like to join in on our group, it is totally free, and you can find that link in the podcast description or on my website at www.nicolebruce.co. Enjoy the rest of your day and your week. Keep grinding and keep doing you. Thank you for listening to The Mentor Project with Nicole Bruce. Tune in next time for more on marketing, SEO, and going full-time as a creative.